Hey, lovelies, welcome back to Reviews and Recaps. Please hit that like button as you guys come in. We are going to be talking about Shamea, Shamea, Shamea. Shamea is the gift that keeps on giving. We're also going to talk about Nini as well. So make sure you stay tuned, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and tap that bell button right next to it so you know every single time that I post. Now, let's get into the Shamea of it all. So, shout out to the Bravo Shade Room. You guys get all of the clips, and we are absolutely here for it. Okay? Thank you very much. So, we're going to play the clips. I'm going to stop it in between and I'm going to react. We're going to talk about it, and I'll give you my little 2 cents at the end. So, let's get into it.
Opportunity to hash out a lot of the things that she said.
So now she's, just to give you some context, she's talking about the fact that Britt Eady did not show up at the reunion and did not give her the opportunity to ash out a lot of things that was said. So now let's play.
And she did. She's one to throw a rock and hide her hand.
Girl, that's you. That is you, honey. Now, I agree that Britt threw the grenade. Okay. But she did not show up to the reunion. I agree with that. However, honey, you also throw the rocks and hide your hands every single time, especially when it comes to this whole Porsha. First, it was Angela and Drew are lying. Now it is Britt is lying and Britt didn't show up. It's so easy to blame Britt because Britt did not show up. And this is one of the things where I'm like, girl, why didn't you just show up and just cleared it all the way up? Let it be done once and for all, please. And thank you.
She definitely created and fabricated a lot of the drama.
She definitely created and fabricated a lot of drama. Which part did she fabricate? That's the bit that I want people next time when she's in interviews and saying that people fabricated something. I'm gonna need people to ask which part was fabricated, Shamea? Which part? Which part of the conversation was fabricated? Like, I need y'all to let me know, because I say that because I feel like it's not okay for somebody to just be like, oh, it was fabricated, when allegedly you were showing text messages. The words were confirmed by the person who sent you the message. So which part was fabricated? That's what I want to know. Please and thank you.
That you saw that took place with me and Porsha, and her talking about my child, and her saying, after Grenada, I didn't go and meet up with my child.
Okay, now I do appreciate her clearing up the bits about after Grenada. She did in fact meet up with her child. So I'm glad she did clear that up. But I think it's interesting she hasn't really cleared up the bit about Porsha. It seems so, because you're just saying it's fabricated. What part of it did you show the messages? Did you not show the messages? What exactly happened with the messages? How does she know a direct message that you have sent? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Went to Miami. That was untrue. After Grenada, we had a layover in Miami. Now, this is tea that no one knows. We had a layover in Miami. And if you go back to that date, I think it was August 7th or something like that. When we laid over, I had my mom and my kids fly in so that I could meet them in Miami.
Okay, now that is a tea that I appreciate, because a lot of people are starting to feel like, well, why didn't you go over to your house? Why didn't you go home after the whole incident happened with your daughter? So I am glad that at least her mom was able to fly her. And this is the good thing. This is the good thing about why you got to have some coins, honey. So you can fly your daughter and your mom in to Miami. Now, I don't know. Well, I don't want to talk about that. So I was gonna say something, but I'm like, okay, let's not get into that because it's too sensitive, especially for parents. I'm gonna keep that one hush.
So I was with my children the entire weekend. Most of the time, if I'm out and about working, vacationing, my kids are somewhere near. So it's unfortunate that she would think that I would use my daughter's health and her medical fragility to get attention and clout chase. I wish it was that, because then I wouldn't have to stay at the hospital as much as I did. I wouldn't. Fortunate.
No, don't say you wish it was that. Like, that was not necessary. And this is the thing, I feel like sometimes Shamea says too much. Like, there's no need for you to say you wish it was that. If you say you're not using your child for clout, that's enough. Let it be that. And then to then say that and say that that's, you're staying in the hospital all the time. Like, just you didn't use it. There's no need to over explain. You been there, done that, period. full stop, move on. So that's how I feel about the whole Shamea thing. I feel like it's easy to blame Britt, because Britt, why do I keep saying Britt? Britt did not show up to the reunion, so it's easy to blame her. But my thing is, if she showed up to the reunion, would you have been able to say this? Or would she have receipts showing that you showed her the text message? That's what I'm trying to figure out. I really don't believe Shamea did not show the messages, or at least tell Britt about it. I say that because Shamea has a pattern of telling people, talking about Porsha to people. Porsha has done so many interviews herself, but she hasn't said anything. She does not speak on it. But it's like you're always talking about her to other people privately, constantly. So yeah, I believe you. I believe that you did the same. I believe you did what Britt said you did. Okay.
Really set Angela up for that whole scene.
Okay, so now she's talking about the whole scene where Angela, Marcus, and Drew and the whole thing, and she feels like Angela set it up herself. Well, to be honest, it's not that far-fetched, allegedly, especially because of some of the things that have been coming out a little bit more recently. So it isn't very far-fetched, I will say that.
I don't know. That's kind of hard to believe. Initially I thought, what is happening with Angela? Like, girl, no one even knew that you and Charles were going to be at that event, from what I've heard.
Ooh, interesting. So if no one knew that they were going to be at the event, yeah, it's a scheme that somebody set up. Who that somebody is, we do not know. But like I told you guys, I did not believe it was Phaedra, for the reasons I gave at the time. And now it definitely is not looking like it's Phaedra, especially because this interview was probably done after the reunion. And Shamea is out here saying she believes that it was Angela that set it up herself, right? Angela and Drew. So think about that. She's already seen the so-called receipts that Angela said she brought to the reunion and is not convinced. So I guess we'll have to wait and see the reunion for ourselves.
So it kind of feels like something that her and Drew might have set up themselves at first. But then she told me, she was like, well, remember what happened to you? And I was like, I mean, I get how this group can be creative, but Phaedra wasn't there long. She just got to the party. Why? What's the point? Like, what's the motive behind it? They were like, well, when they talked that stuff about Candy, there was no motive. But they had been.
Yeah, definitely. Especially if that is being said, it seems like a plot. Because why are you bringing up the whole Candy situation? You were not there, and it's giving fan of the show. You watched the show and you thought, okay, let me see who I can hang it on. That's what it's given, but I hope I'm wrong.
In and out for a while, so I could see that. But I don't know. I would hope that she went through that low. I don't see it. Like, I didn't see the relevance. I mean, a lot of people are saying Angela did it herself. She set it up herself. And if she did that, that's crazy. I mean,
do you think?
Yeah, like if she did that, that's crazy. I know people are saying that she set it up herself. If she did that, that is crazy to me. To put your life on the line, to put your husband just in a bid to try to digress or take attention away from the fact that people are saying that he's allegedly cheating. Like, I really hope that is not it. But I hate when newbies feel like they have to fabricate storylines or they have to perform. I absolutely hate that, because I think it takes away the vulnerability, the authenticity that we want to see from our housewives. If these people are how you're performing for us, I do not want a performance. If I wanted a performance, I would watch fiction. But the reason I watch reality TV is because I don't want a performance. I want people that are actually genuinely going through that situation, and not a scheme that somebody set up to come to us with a BS. Okay. All right, let's move on to next thing that was said.
Porsha, because it's unfortunate to kind of watch how things have played out. But I think at this point, after the reunion, after things have been said, because it seems like y'all were on a good path on the show, but I know these things happen and then, life happens. So where do y'all sit after this reunion?
Well, and you'll see on reunion how we both agreed to just not talk about each other in the press.
Girl, you were the one that was constantly talking about this girl in the press. Not we agreed. Like, girl, you were out here just talking. Like, from what we could see, Porsha wasn't out here talking about you. Even when you were brought up, it was very, very like, you know, graced through and moved on quickly. But you were the one that was constantly talking about it, addressing it, giving information that people did not ask for. So, if anything, that instruction should have been to you, honey. Keep my name out of your mouth. Period. In the press, privately, to people that we both know, go find your friends and vent to your friends. Don't come to mutuals venting about me. Please and no. No, thank you.
And I often get questions about Porsha. So I said, you know what, I'm not going to do it anymore. And we're going to give each other the space to heal and to do what we need to do. And hopefully one day we'll get back on the same page. I love.
Girl, I don't see that ever happening. You guys will probably kiki, and you know how Porsha is. Porsha be forgiven, or Porsha don't be forgetting, honey. So she's gonna probably make you feel like, yeah, it's all good, all water under the bridge. But she ain't never going to treat you right after this, after how things have played out, after the smear campaign that you have gone on. She is not, and she would be well within her rights to keep you at arm's length. If anyone did all of the things that Shamea did to Porsha, and we have seen in this last season, I will not be friends with them. Does that mean I'm going to hold something against them and be, putting my face up every time they're around the corner? Absolutely not. It's too stressful to hold grudges. So absolutely not. However, are we going to be out here being cool, being tight like that? Absolutely not. That is not going to happen. We're going to be cool. We're going to be cordial. We'll say hi. We'll say bye. We'll hug each other. We'll have fun around each other. But like you coming over to my house, chilling in my house with my kids, no. Hell to the no. Period. Please and thank you.
Porsha, I want nothing but the best for her.
Yeah, and we want.
Girl, please. We don't believe you.
To see y'all back in a good space, and we don't want this show to get in between y'all. Now
you guys, let me know if you believe this. I've been hearing that apparently Porsha ate her all the way up at the reunion. So if that's the case, maybe that's why she's now out here like, oh, let's just agree to disagree. Let's move on and be friends. And that's what it's given. And also, it's probably given the fact that she thought everybody will jump on Porsha and be upset about Porsha and be like, oh, Porsha did this. Porsha is a bad friend. Porsha is this. But the thing about it is, people are starting to feel like Porsha was vindicated and Shamea is the one with the problems. And people are starting to understand from Porsha's perspective why they feel like Porsha was treating Shamea at arm's length or putting her at arm's length. And that's the thing. It's like, how do you go from being the fan favorite and freaking playing yourself to the point where people can't even stand you? That's crazy. It's like, girl, you took it too far. Like, if you're just like, okay, a little Porsha here, a little Porsha there, but not the whole season. So now nobody believes you, and your credibility has been attacked by multiple people. Now people know you are not to be trusted, and that people will not forget. Shamea, sorry to say, but people will not forget. People will not forget how you got the opportunity to come on the platform and was speaking ill of your bestie to newbies, to new girls. Even if that's how you felt about your bestie, you talk to other people, you talk to mutuals, right? Not the newbies that will bring it on the show to make it a storyline, right? So you knew exactly what you were doing because you were banking on people being on your side because of her not coming to your wedding. Only for it to like backfire in your face. So you have nobody to blame but yourself.
we gotta talk about you and Porsha because it's unfortunate.
Okay, so we've moved on from that.
We think the girls are broke, not you, but the girls don't have.
Oh my gosh. Not the girls being broke. Not the girls being broke. Well, if you're going to be saying the girls, Kelly is also added into the equation because allegedly she's being sued. So are we adding Kelly to the list or what?
Have money.
Oh man, that's unfortunate. You know, I try not to count people's pockets, But a lot of people thought I did when I came for Britt saying that she wasn't donating. But the thing is, it wasn't just about her donations, right? It's how she was moving and the things she.
Yeah, I think Shamea is now on a cleanup act. You know, when like you've seen yourself, you've seen all the things that people have said about you, and now you're trying to be like, okay, let me bring that Hoover in, let me bring that wipes, let's get the mop in, and let me start like cleaning it up so that people can have a different perspective about her. I think that's what she's doing. She's hopefully expecting to come back next season. I'm sure she'll be on her best behavior if she comes back next season, because she can see and has seen how fans will turn quickly and how fans will watch every single thing that you do like a hawk. So yeah.
Was saying, but you know how reality TV is. They only chop it down. You only see so much. But Britt and I and Kelly had a conversation prior to that whole Grenada scene where I talked about donating and how we got to show up. I told her privately, one-on-one, and she spoke up about it. So I was like, well, yeah, if you want to do that, then we can make it public.
Yeah, but you were making digs that made it very obvious that that's who you were talking about, right? If you had talked about it privately and none of the other girls were guilty of the said thing, so why did you bring it to the public? And this is the thing I feel like about Shamea will throw rocks and hide her hands, right? If truly the whole Brit situation was a problem, why bring that to the table when you've already had a conversation with her privately? There's no need to bring it to her because all the other girls showed up with their donations. So the person you were talking about was Britt, but you already had a private conversation with Britt. Yes, you felt the need to bring it to the group because you wanted attention, because you wanted a reaction. And this is the thing. Then try to make it seem like, oh yeah, well, Britt was the one that cocked up to it. Yes, because you came back and was doing digs at her on the table when everyone knows it's digs towards her. So that's what I mean about like, it's like, is it a lack of comprehension that you really can't comprehend and understand that like the implications of what you do? Or is it like you throw rocks and hide your hands? That's just what I'm trying to figure out, Shamea.
Fine. But yeah, I'm not one of those people that's like gonna boss up in every aspect of my.
That being said, I think she looks really good in pink. She looks very pretty. I love her smile. All right, now let's read a little bit of some comments quickly before I move on. Someone says the way Porsha reacted after Britt told her she shared the messages definitely gave you shared those messages. Can't blame Britt for your intentions, I guess, with your bestie. Another person said Shamea miscalculated the power of Porsha. I think she tried to lean in on as the bad friend narrative in hopes that she'll come out as the fan sweetheart, and it backfired. Agreed. We saw her for real, and she misjudged that either people love P for real or love to hate her, but either way, she holds her own. Same with Kenya. Absolutely agree. Someone said, is someone else as tired of Shamea as I am? Is giving never had camera time. I cannot. Never had camera time. Porsha still hasn't spoken about you. Someone said, Shamea, the girl read a very detailed message and it showed her between you and Porsha's face was gagged. How did she know about that? Why lie? Let's all remember to this day, Porsha has never talks about Shamea. It's all this girl stuff. And this is the thing. This is why I always say, like, she's not making it. She's trying to clean it up, but people are tired. Just let it go. Don't bring it up again. Move on. That's what I need her to do. Anyways, that is all I want to talk about. Let me know in the comment section below what you think. Don't forget to like, share, hit that subscribe button, and tap that bell button right next to it so you know every single time that I post. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you. Bye.